how do you creatively engage your child in day-to-day life? And so unfortunate it is that parents don't know this and they keep blaming the therapist that my child is not improving. The therapist, poor thing, keeps saying no, but your child is improving. Here he's sitting, he's writing. You need to open your eyes to see that the child doesn't know such a basic thing. This is a very common experiment that I tell parents to do at home to figure out if the child knows basic things in the house, costing you lakhs of rupees. And the time, more than the rupees, what's important is the time that would have gone past. So, this is the most creative tip. Keep involving them in day to day activities. Hello and welcome everybody. Rajni here from Sashakt Empowering Lives. So what are we going to do today? Today we're going to talk about the topic of how to creatively engage your child with autism in your day-to-day work. A quick introduction for all the new people. My name is Rajni. I'm a special educator, 18 years of work experience, a proud mother to a 22-year-old autistic young adult who's a working professional, lives in another city, is a graduate and lives a life of dignity and independence. Alright, along with that, we have 18,000 plus students worldwide, various programs, a huge digital presence. What do? This is exactly what we do. We help you to parent your child with autism effectively, which means to help your child navigate through autism to a place where he can be tomorrow a productive young adult contributing to the society and living a life of dignity and independence. How does that happen? Stay connected with us, learn every day, the variety of videos that we have on the topic. Alright, so getting started on today's topic. How do you creatively engage your child in day-to-day life? Now what happens is, understand dear friends, if your child is disengaged in the here and now, which means if your child is not present in the moment, is not looking, the senses are not integrated in the environment. When I say this, I'm not going the sensory integration or the OT wave. No. What I'm trying to say is if your child is not connected in the now, is lost in their own world, there is a huge amount of things that incidentally the child could have learned, which now the child is not learning. For example, suddenly the mixer voice goes, and the TV is getting disturbed. And so your neurotypical child or your husband or somebody, your wife, whoever is watching, somebody would say, stop that, I can't hear the TV. Yeah. So a neurodiverse child, if he's not connected in the day-to-day life, maybe if he's hypersensitive to sound, that's a different thing. But if he's not hypersensitive to sound and he's stimming and he's doing something, whether there's a cooker going off or a mixie shouting or there's thunder lightning outside, the child is not concerned. He's just doing his thing. Which means so many learnings, they are now pending. Like I can go ahead and tell using my words that stop the mixer, it's disturbing me, or whatever I was seeing, the sequence is broken because I wasn't seeing it only. So you see, there is so much of learning that goes haywire because our children are not engaged in day-to-day life. Parents basically take them for therapy, make them sit at the therapy table. Therapists will do, they're pretty engaged there, but they're not generalizing. As they come back home, if they're not generalizing, what their brain learns is you go to the center, you go to the therapy place, you sit there with the teacher, you finish, you come back home, and that's the end of it. Then you go back to your world of, doing this with the string or doing this or something, making sounds, running from one place to the other. That is where, the entire progress or the growth comes to a standstill. And so unfortunate it is that parents don't know this and they keep blaming the therapist that my child is not improving. The therapist, poor thing, keeps saying no, but your child is improving. Here he's sitting, he's writing. And then they go back and say, but what's the use? At home he's running one place to the other. So the child becomes like a tennis ball being tossed from the therapist to the parent, from the parent to the therapist. And in the entire process, so many years pass and the child does not gain anything. So what is the What is the way forward? The way forward is cut that self-indulgence and self-involvement of the child and put it into the outside world. Now, how do we do it? Anything you are doing, involve the child. Okay, see where you can add what language, and you will be surprised to see that your child doesn't have the idea about language. So many things which you just assumed and imagined that, oh, of course he knows this because it's been happening daily, but he doesn't know it. Yeah, for example, you will simply say, okay, put that katori in the freezer. Now he might just open the fridge and put it, and you might think, oh, because he's short in height, and so I said freezer, but he opened this. In reality, the fact is, if he understood freezer, he would pull the chair, because for other places where he understands something, yeah, he'll pull the chair, climb up, and he'll do. But now he's opened the fridge and put the katori inside. He's not put it in the freezer. You need to open your eyes to see that the child doesn't know such a basic thing. This is a very common experiment that I tell parents to do at home to figure out if the child knows basic things in the house. Yeah. So basically, what you do is anything you are doing, this is the most creative thing that you can do. Anything you are doing, you're taking off clothes from the clothesline, call the child. And then tell the child, okay, put two blue, you have taken off the clothes are a heap in your hands, and now you have the cloth clips on the clothesline. So you tell the kid, put two red, two blue, two red, two blue. What are you doing? You're doing patterns which he's learning in a center. And while you are sorting, folding the clothes, there you can see these are big clothes, papa's, small size, yours. Okay, so you're doing sorting, you're doing concept of big and small, you're doing so many things. This example comes up in practically so many other videos also of mine. So let me think of some other video, some other example. So you could creatively engage the child in saying, look, all of these things, the soap case, the shampoo, and this place is so dirty. In the bathroom where you have the shelves and you keep your material, and if the maid is not, super observant, or you're not super clingy onto the maid that clean this, after a few days you see it's also very dirty. And you say, okay, let's get a cloth from the kitchen, and you take a cleaning cloth. Let's wet the cloth. Anyway, you would have done it, seeing that it is dirty. What am I expecting you to do? Simply call the kid with you and say, and you're wiping like this, and if the child is very small and the thing in height, and where you have put the shelf is high, you take the child in your lap, Godi, okay, like this, and then you say, now watch, and you do this, and you say, it was so dirty, see, this is dirty, now this is clean. So you taught the concept of dirty and clean. Also gave the language that this is cleaning cloth, we clean things with the cleaning cloth. We wet the cleaning cloth. We clean the things with the cleaning cloth. If you can keep doing like this the entire of the day, I am saying for 1 year, you will be so surprised to see your kid after an year, because of course in the middle also you keep getting small beautiful surprises. But what it is doing is it is teaching the child, organically teaching the child back and forth communication, and so many concepts which you would have otherwise had to sit the kid down and teach, costing you lakhs of rupees. And the time, more than the rupees, what's important is the time that would have gone past. So this is the most creative tip. Keep involving them in day-to-day activities, use language, take their help. This way you will help the child bloom to their highest potential, because A, you are increasing language, B, you are increasing productivity of the child, C, you are increasing the incidental awareness of the child. The child is now not interested in doing this, he doesn't have time because mama is busy with the kid with let's do this and this and this and this, and you know what, that one also. And the entire day goes by and you don't even know where it went, and so much of teaching happened. If you liked the content today, like they asked me to say this, if you like the content, it's my heartfelt. So if you like my heartfelt, if you like what I spoke, give us a like, subscribe, share with somebody that will help you. Write in the comments how you did it, how is it showing up, what beautiful surprises did come up when you started like this. And stay connected with us because we do a lot of autism parenting coaching. So Tuesdays it is for English, YouTube, Hindi, YouTube and Instagram, 7 to 7:30. That's a free service. We do a autism live. And Thursdays or Fridays is the autism masterclass where you can join in and learn at a conceptual level, understand. This is 7 to 9:30 p.m. on Fridays or Thursdays. Link to all of these, the links and the handles, etc., they are given in the description box below. So go check out, stay connected, teach, 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 teach until you are someone who will train other mothers to teach, 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 teach. And we can have a beautifully empowered society where parents know how to deal with autism. Yeah? May each kid win, mine and yours too. On that note, I will see you next time. Bye bye.